Well, hello, NEDA ministry leaders. I hope you're doing well today. Psalm 107, verse 2 tells us, let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story. One of the ways that we're able to be encouraged, even during difficult times, is by hearing how God is working. And so I want to encourage you with a couple of ways that God is working in our district of churches right now. Two stories for you today. One from Travis Vaklevic from Westgate Church in Weston, Mass., and one from Ralph Purificato from Liberty Community Church in North Haven, Connecticut. I hope you are as encouraged in their stories about how God is working as I am.
Hi, my name is Travis, and I'm one of the pastors at Westgate Church in Weston, Massachusetts. And Sam asked me to share with you one of the ways that I have been able to see the Lord at work during this crisis, this global crisis that we are all facing right now. And when I started thinking about that, I started thinking about certainly about the difficulty that we have all been facing as many of us have been working from home, isolated and cut off from many of the people that are our friends or even our family, and that has been a difficult thing for many of us. It's cut us off from many of the people that we love and we like to spend time with. But one of the opportunities that is provided, that the Lord has provided for us in that, is to get to know the people that we live with a little bit better, to spend time, important time, with our families and with the people who are close. And for me, that has meant the opportunity to get to know and spend time with my neighbors. I'm here in my backyard right now, and one of the things that's interesting about my backyard is we have just a little short fence, as you can see, and that's enabled me to spend time getting to know my neighbors through this little fence that we have. We can easily keep our safe distance from one another and have some time with people, some time to connect with one another in person, which is kind of a rare and hot commodity right now. And so we've gotten to know each other a little bit better over the past month. And one of the things that's happened is one of my neighbors actually lost his father to the virus. He shared with us that his dad was sick, and then he shared with us that his dad had ultimately succumbed to the virus and had died. And that is clearly really hard for our neighbor who's struggling with that. But we got to spend, just a couple days ago, spent an hour standing in the backyard talking with him, just wrestling with how God could possibly be at work in all of this, and how trust in our God is the thing that will sustain us through all the challenges that we'll face in this life, even ones that are global, ones that are as catastrophic as this virus has been for so many people. It's just been an incredible opportunity to get to know people that might have otherwise been too busy, too occupied, too distracted from the opportunity to get to know our neighbors. And so we're thankful for that, thankful for the chance that we've had to get to know them and see the Lord at work in our relationships with them and in developing friendships with them. It's been meaningful and important, and it's enabled me to see how the Lord is at work even in and through this global pandemic. Thanks for listening, and I'll be praying for you that the Lord might be at work in your relationships with your neighbors as well.
From Liberty Community Church. And as most of you know, we tend to get better under pressure. As followers of Jesus Christ, God uses difficult situations to really get the best out of us. And during this time, this uncomfortable, difficult, the spectrum is from one end to the other, depending on where you are. Under this difficult time, we have seen people at Liberty Community Church really rise to the occasion. We were very concerned about people personally. And so as I was reaching out to people to see what category they fell in, whether they were still working or whether they were unemployed, were they getting unemployment compensation? Did they have some kind of finances? Did they not have some kind of finances? Most people were okay. We were well aware of a woman who is a hairdresser who pretty much lost her job almost immediately. She's a single mom, 4 children, and I reached out to her a couple of times to make sure that she was okay. In the meantime, people contacted me and asked, how is so-and-so? How is so-and-so? We had one guy drop off an envelope. I felt like I was in the mob taking money for whatever, mob stuff. And it was literally this thick. I didn't open it up. I didn't look into it. This guy said, just give it to her. Don't tell her where it's coming from. And I dropped it to her. I still don't know what was in it, but like I said, it was a good size envelope of cash in there. I had people dropping off grocery cards to us, calling me, do you need any more grocery cards? Do you need any more money? I mean, really above and beyond. I was really very, very proud of the congregation we have here, of the care that people had for other people. We had felt like we had gone through everybody. We tried to make sure we asked people to let us know and to inquire of people. And a lot of people are not that easily asking for help. And so we were trying to figure out ways of finding out whether people had needs or not. And then we felt like we exhausted all of our opportunities or all of the resources, and we turned our attention to the Dominican Republic. We go to the Dominican Republic in November. We started out with a larger church, where the church has been going for like 20 years. And then we started our own trip in November, and we were told that they were really hurting. I mean, when our level of poverty, and then you take their level, and it really is quite a bit lower than ours. Most of them rely on the Dominican trips, and we know that the summer trip, the July trip, was canceled. We have a trip in November that's still up in the air, but they would receive zero funds coming in at all. And so we decided as a church, the elder board decided, we were going to donate $15,000. We knew that would get them a month or so in, hopefully maybe past the difficult times. And one of our elders says, well, why don't we have a match campaign? I mean, we were going to give the $15,000 no matter what happened, but we said, well, so we approached the people that are in charge of the team. We presented our suggestion, which they were thrilled about. And we did a Facebook, because I heard that Facebook doesn't charge like GoFundMe does. And we had a Facebook challenge that we would match dollar for dollar up to $15,000. We literally raised $18,000 in less than 24 hours. And so our 15, their 8, and then I heard another church somewhere else in another state heard about what we were doing, and they added another 5,000. So it really was an overwhelming. Plus, we've donated many truckloads of food to the our local food pantry, and so difficult times brings out the best of people. I mean, we see those stories from the beginning of the Bible to the end, and I'm just glad that to be part of this small part that we've seen. We're looking to get back together again, like you all are, but in the meantime, it's been a blessing. All right, thank you. God bless.
Thanks for sharing, Travis and Ralph. If any of you have stories to share of how God is working, please contact me and I'll be in touch.